We thought something was going down yesterday. John Tavares leaves practice. The guy doesn't leave practice. If there's one thing you could say about John Tavares, he plays through a lot. And as soon as he leaves practice, I'm like, this is not good. And then the news comes out today, week to week, lower body injury. Fraser Minton has been recalled from the American Hockey League. Your thoughts, Rosie?
Well, geez, when I heard about it, I was like, what? Someone saw him limping, leaving the building? Who gives a rip? Throw some ice on it, maybe a Charlie horse, who cares? But I saw the video this morning and he's like writhing in pain, squirming around on the ground, like no bueno whatsoever. When I looked at the video, backs to the wall, gets 1 foot kind of sliding out, loses edges, and does the old splits. And I feel like the best thing that I could think of based on the video was that he pulled his groin and probably pulled it pretty damn good. Um, you can see both legs kind of go out and zoink, and it doesn't take much, as you get to be a man that's a little bit, past his 30s and you start to do the splits when you're not ready for it, tweak, your groin just goes and it's not great and it's debilitating. But again, if that was the knee or something else, I don't know what's better. I know guys have had groin issues for years and years and years and surgeries and everything, but he did something without a doubt. I think maybe would you say the most hopeful thing was he pulled his groin?
Probably that or like a hip. If it's a knee, I think it's a bit more scary. But I almost want to say, like, when it rains, it pours. Like, the team has not been playing well. They're in practice. They're just getting ready for a game against Sheldon Keefe and the New Jersey Devils. And this happens. Like, you talk about bad times for something like this to happen. You can't score goals. Now you take one of your top goal scorers out of the lineup. It's got to be next man up. And that approach, I think the positive I can grab from this, the Leafs tend to do well when one of their big boys is out of the lineup. But I won't lie, this is a pretty big blow because John Tavares, Rosie, has been excellent this season.
Yeah, he has for sure. I'm tired of next man up. I'm tired of, they're just one after another, and I don't have the man games lost due to injury in front of me. But it seems like even if that number is not huge, I think it can be deceiving. We've lost key personnel over and over again. If you want to talk about both goaltenders, if you want to talk about Austin Matthews and his ability to stay healthy this year and going back and forth from being in and out of the lineup. Jake McCabe, I think a pretty sturdy D-man back there, and we're realizing the last 4 games that we've been missing him. Now John Tavares, a keystone in the lineup. He's been fantastic, almost having a career year where you really thought the last 2 years of this contract were just going to be almost ugly, and that was the price you'd pay to get him in Toronto. Hasn't been the case. He's really been fantastic. The only silver lining I can think of is maybe this gives him some time during these dog days of the season where it becomes a grind to really get a breather and to really get some rehab done and really rest his body as we're approaching the Four Nations face-off. That's about it, but I do think it's most likely a groin if I had to guess. Obviously, no one can tell, but that's my best guess based on the video. And a huge loss for the team at a terrible time where they're struggling and trying to find it. But this team's jumped up in adversity before and answered the call when their backs were kind of against the wall. And maybe this is another time that they can do exactly that. That's the only hope anyway.
It really is interesting too, because Tavares, like the rest of the team, hasn't played very well over the last week. And if you recall, most seasons, it seems like he hits a swoon in general around mid-January to like mid-February. And now you're going to delete that essentially because he's not going to be playing and you're going to rest him up. And I think to your point about the Four Nations, their next game coming out of the Four Nations would, I believe, be February 22nd, a home date with the Carolina Hurricanes. Not to speculate on how long he's going to miss, but again, I think this team has proven that they have the ability to rise up to the occasion when a big guy goes down. We know the numbers that Austin Matthews. It's happened before with Nylander, with Marner, with Tavares. I mean, the list goes on and on of like list your star leaving the lineup, and it seems like they play better, with that person out. So I think this is intriguing. I think it's unfortunate. It's so freak too. And I just think it's so unfortunate in the fact that JT has been so big, so important for this team. And they're like at practice, just chilling out. And that's when it happens out of all times.
Yeah, an unfortunate small area game there. Someone's gonna have to step up here.
Who is it?
Fraser Minton on the
Yeah.
positive side, you get to take a look at Fraser Minton again, see what he has going on. But if it is a groin, everyone that's played hockey for an extended period of time has probably pulled their groin from time to time. my worry is that, when you pull your groin, sometimes you go down, you go, shit. And you get up and you're like, did I do that? Oh, yep, I did it. Damn it. And you kind of get off. And that's like a pretty good little pull tweak that takes a while. He went down and was like writhing in pain on the ice, like squirming around, like pop or slip. And I just don't like that, because as a hockey player with the groin, you push out with the one leg and you got to retract that back to the middle quick. And that's got to be hard and powerful and fast. And when your groin's gone, you have like nothing there, and it's like impossible to skate. So I don't like the combination of what I saw and what his reaction was to going down. And again, such a stupid thing, a small area game at the end of practice. Berube didn't even see it. It's just kind of a freak thing. But like you said, when it rains, it pours. This team has dealt with a lot of adversity this year, and it's tough to watch, especially when what they've been going through the last 3+ games, and even more if you really want to break down their play. But they're going to have to step up here and go through some more. And again, hopefully, they're getting the stuff out of the way so that after that Four Nations, when you start to get out of the dog days of the season and start get toward, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, we can get everyone healthy. And it would just be amazing to have both goaltenders, all our studs, all our depth, our D-man, our back end, everyone healthy, and say, okay, now let's put some shit together here and get a train going down the tracks coming into the postseason.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.